Hudgens. This is another Snobcast, fancy poetry review. I'm your host, Connor Hudgens. This episode is brought to you by Fanta, and remember, I'm your host, Connor Hudgens. As seasons change, the days grow shorter and the nights grow longer. People seem more quiet, more reserved, more somber. It is in these quiet evening moments that I like to take time and reflect on life. One poem that comes to mind is Shakespeare's famous 30th sonnet, also titled Wind to Sessions of Sweet Silent Thought. For all of our die-hard viewers, I'm sure you know it, but for those of you who don't know it by heart, here it is. Wind to the sessions of sweet silent thought. I summon up remembrance of things past. I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes new wail my dear time's waste. Then I can drown an eye unused to flow, for precious friends hid in death's dateless night, and weep afresh love's long silence cancelled woe, and moan the expense of many a vanished sight. Then I can grieve at grievances foregone, and heavily from woe to woe tell o'er the sad account of fore bemoaned moan, which I knew pay as if not paid before. But if while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. As many of you will agree, this is not a happy poem. Shakespeare begins by reflecting on life like many of us do. He informs us that he's been crying over wasting his supposed best years. He continues on to say that he's thinking about his lost loved ones and mistakes. He remembers them like they had just been gone. He ends by writing, "But if while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end." So he's thinking about someone, a loved one, a close friend, a lover we don't know, but they're important. That's what this poem's like. Now, a word from our sponsors. More Fanta.
Less serious.
Refreshing. This sonnet has many life lessons the reader can take away. Throughout the poem, there are many losses and sadness, but the theme really hits on the importance of this loss. It also hits on acceptance. Moving on. While I accept that I may never get an A in this class, I do accept that I can probably get an A on this assignment.
All of Uranus's satellites are named after Shakespearean plays. Shakespeare's parents and his kids were illiterate. Hamlet and Much Ado About Nothing have been translated into Klingon. Come!